Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Vlogmas. I hope you caught episode 1 that was out on Sunday. I'll share with you what we did yesterday. We managed to get out and do something Christmassy yesterday, even though the weather was awful. I'm going to open my advent calendars in a minute, and then whatever else I film today and tomorrow, we'll see what I get included. If you're new here, my name is Anniken. I design knitting patterns. I teach knitting workshops online and in person, and I sell yarn through my website YarnAddict.co.uk. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. So let me describe the first advent box. So, Discreet Unicorn. I talked about this project bag or tote bag in the last one. I might leave that out actually. So I left day 1. I put it back in this little bag. No, it's day 2. Where's day 1? Okay, I thought day 1 was in there. Maybe I took day 1 downstairs with me. Anyway, this is day 2. I haven't opened it, I promise. Actually, I think I did have a peek yesterday. So day 2 of the Discreet Unicorn is this one, Sparkly DK. I am going to knit. I know what I'm going to knit now, but I haven't come up with a stitch pattern, and I haven't swatched yet. So I need to, today I really need to swatch. I finished 2 things yesterday that I talked about in the podcast last week, so I'm not going to show them off today. I will leave it for the podcast. But if you watched last week's podcast, I was working on a little new beaded mini clutch. I finished the knitting on that. I'm hoping, my plan was today to have a bit of a sewing session and do the lining for that clutch bag and a crochet one I made in May and a brioche one that's on my needles. Just do all 3 linings today, and also cut out the fabric because I have a new colour of the lining. Cut out the lining for kits to go in my online shop. But we are, because the weather is better today than it was yesterday, we have decided to go out today, so I may or may not get that done. We'll see. If not, I'll have to try and do it maybe tomorrow evening or something. But I do want to get it done in the next couple of days because I want to get a pattern finished and off to my tech editor at some point this week. And I also finished, I was working on a mosaic scarf in the last podcast. So I got 2 projects off my needles since the last podcast, which means I feel less guilty by casting on this Discreet Unicorn Advent project. All the love of yarn. My spinning advent. No, I haven't started applying the yarn I spun in August. I need to check how many bobbins I've got. I think I have to apply that before I have at least 4 bobbins. So I could technically start spinning this, but I really want to apply that before I start spinning something new. So I need to try, and again, that was something I planned to do today, start applying it, but depending on how much we're out today. We also have a sort of scheduled a talk to chat to our daughters tonight, because we haven't talked to them for a while, on the phone, that is, with message and stuff, but they always complain that we don't call them often enough. So we're doing that tonight, so I can't spin when we're doing that because that's too noisy. So I might try and start doing applying while I'm watching Strictly Come Dancing, the results show, which is on tonight. And maybe just set myself a goal of like spinning for like half an hour a day till I get that lot applied. Probably easier to apply it all in one go, but or maybe I'll do tomorrow evening. I don't know. But anyway, day 2. I took down day 1 downstairs with me. In case I got started yesterday. So day 2. Ooh, pretty. So yesterday was similar colour. I would say this is more purple than yesterday's. So very, very pretty. So I don't know whether it's going to be like a fade situation. We will see. Let me put that back in there. I think I need to label these because they don't come in like bags. Well, they probably are bags, but the way they're taped down makes it difficult to keep them in bags. So I may have to somehow try and label them so I can keep order of what order they're in. And then the last one, Cool Woolings. The project bag is downstairs because I'm going to use that for my Discreet Unicorn project. But I haven't I left day 1 in the box, so let's just remind ourselves, because it was a different video. That was day 1. I might leave them in the box open actually. And day 2 of the Marion Braid. Oh, I love that. Is that day 2? Yes. That's gorgeous. So this is a sparkly sock yarn. That is stunning. So, you know how much I love pink. I'm going to Norway at the end of February or middle of February, just after Unravel, for 2 weeks. And I am traveling with just a backpack again. But I was thinking, because I thought, I've been thinking, do I buy more of the Rauma alpaca silk yarn and knit another sweater? Because I've been wearing my pink one that I knit on my last trip to Norway a lot. And there are a couple of other colours I really fancy knitting it in. I'm much happier with version 2 of that than the one I knitted a year ago. So I was thinking, do I order that again and knit that and try and do another sweater in 2 weeks I'm there, like I did in November when I was there for 2 weeks. So when I was there in November for 2 weeks, I knitted a sweater in 2 weeks, in case you haven't watched my podcast. Later sweater, 3mm needles in my size in 2 weeks. Exactly 2 weeks, which was pretty good going. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that again. But I was thinking I could perhaps do the Cool Woolings project, because it's going to be 12 20-gram skeins, so that's 240 grams, I think. So that's not a ton of yarn. And because they're mini skeins, I can just label them all and they can fit it in various spaces in my backpack, or I can put them all in a project bag. And because and it's big enough that I think it could last me for most of the holiday, is what I'm thinking. I took a 100-gram shawl project with me when I went in May, and I finished that in the first week. Which is why I'm thinking 240-gram one might last me for most of the holiday. But we're 2.5 months away, so who knows what I decide to do by then. Okay, so next I'm going to show you what we did yesterday. So we went to a National Trust property near us called Coteal. They have a Christmas garland every year. Now, it doesn't look particularly Christmassy, because what they do is over the summer they grow wildflowers, or they grow flowers, and then they harvest them, I guess, dry them, and then they build a garland out of that. So it's slightly different colours every year. They have a great hall when you enter the properties. Coteal House is quite a small manor house on the River Tamar in Cornwall. Across the river is Devon. First we went down to the quays. There's a quayside area at the bottom of the hill, and we used to go there a lot when the kids were little to walk the kids and the dog, because you can just pay for parking there. You don't have to be a National Trust member to go there. And we went down there first because Simon's got a new old camera, so he's bought a second-hand camera that's quite a few years old, but it was quite expensive. It's the most expensive camera he's bought, I think. He's gotten really into film photography, and he wanted to test it out because it has a warranty. So he said, I need to make sure it's working properly. And obviously you have to take a whole film and get it developed before you know that it's working properly. So he wanted to take some photos, but it was very foggy and murky and drizzly. It didn't drizzle a lot when we were there. I think it was mostly dry, but it was very grey and murky and dark. So he did take some photos down by the quay, but not a lot, because the weather just wasn't good enough. So we had to walk around there, so I'll show you that in the video as well. And then we drove up to the house. You can walk up, it's quite a steep hill. We drove up to the house, and most of the house is closed. It's only a couple of rooms downstairs that are open. Great hall is where the garland is. It's stunning, and it was very dark in there because I think they only had like fake candles, like electric candles. I don't think they had any actual lights on in there. And because it was so dark and murky outside, it was very dark in there. We were there probably like about 2 o'clock, so it wasn't particularly late. But I did struggle to film. My camera, my phone, it's fine for taking photos in poor light, but filming it's not, which is a bit annoying, unless there's a setting I haven't discovered yet. So I've got the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE phone. So if you happen to have that and you know if there's a setting I missing, let me know. I'm thinking about upgrading to the Galaxy S24 FE phone. I've been kind of looking at it, but I'm not due to get an upgrade for a few months yet, so I'd have to pay off my current phone. And the battery on my current phone is appalling, and which is another reason why I'm thinking about upgrading early. I usually end up upgrading early. But the filming aspect would also be another thing, because the filming isn't great in bright light or in very low light. So anyway, I tried to get video footage of it. I don't know if it's that great. So I also took some pictures of the garland and posted it at the end of the video, just because they were better quality, I think. So we did that. Then we had a mince pie and a hot chocolate. Well, I had mince pie and hot chocolate. Some had something else in their coffee shop, and then we had the home. And so I'll show you that now, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so let's open day 3, because this will be going out on the 3rd of December. So let's open day 3. Let's do Cool Runnings first this time. So day 3. I love these boxes. They're very good, especially if you want to store it for a while. That's pretty. So it's another pink. So that was yesterday's. So that's a little bit lighter. So that would suggest that maybe it is a fade. We'll see. So far I've got, see if I can hold this up together. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Whether it's a fade or not, I don't care. I love them. They're beautiful colours. Okay, so let's do the spinning one, For the Love of Yarn. So day 3. Let's see if I can manage to open this without ruining the bag, because it is in a bag, but the way it's taped up, it's difficult to keep the bag intact. And it's also just like brown paper. I managed to do it without ruining the bag. So, oh, that's pretty. So I guess this one definitely looks like it's going in kind of like a fade. I love that. That is gorgeous. Really pretty. What was yesterday's? That was yesterday's. Love that. Okay, I'm going to keep that in the bag. Discreet Unicorn. Day 3. We're going in a blue direction. Pretty. That was yesterday's. My other goal today, on Sunday, is to finish Simon's hat. So I started working on the hat for Simon before I went to Norway. Oh yes, I knitted a crown, or the increases, crown shaping, before I went to Norway in beginning of November. and then I knitted a lot on it on the train to Cardiff or to Bridgend in Wales, the day before I went to Norway and on the day we went to Norway. And then I didn't touch it at all while I was in Norway because I was trying to finish that pink sweater. And then I knitted on it on the way home from Norway. And I knitted on it last week when we went to the cinema, which I talked about in last week's podcast, and then I knitted on it yesterday. So I am at the crown. I've started the crown decreases now, so I should be able to finish that today. I might finish it while we're out this afternoon. Simon wants to take a load of pictures again with his new camera. If it doesn't start raining, it looks like it's going to start raining now, so I don't know whether we're going out. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. It really helps me if you comment, like, and subscribe. I guess my video is seen by lots of other people. I'm really, really grateful for all the support this year. And I will see you in the next video, which will be on Thursday, which will be a podcast episode. So I'll talk about what I've been knitting since last week's podcast, including the 2 things I finished. And I might get another finish it because I might finish the hat. So I might get another finish in before the podcast. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.